The book Uniquely Human came about because from very early in my career I noticed that a lot of what I was seeing in children with autism and their families, it was very, very different from what the literature was saying. At that time, words that we used very often were the behavior of kids with autism or people with autism was bizarre, was deviant, was psychotic, that their speech was meaningless parroting. And what I saw were behaviors that certainly were different, but that could be seen as human behaviors. In Uniquely Human, I give many examples of how what we have tried to put in a box and say, oh, that's an autistic behavior, is a human behavior. So one example of that is jumping up and down and flapping. It's not uncommon, especially for a child with autism when they're very, very excited, to jump up and down and flap their hands. But the rest of us, those of us who are neurotypical and not on the autism spectrum, may jump up and down and flap when we're very excited, as when a touchdown is scored by our favorite football team, or as Roz Blackburn says, watching somebody win a game show on TV or winning the lottery. There's a lot of autistic behavior going on there. That's very excited behavior, but we don't label that as autistic behavior. We label that excitement. So why can't we look at so many of the behaviors of people with autism and, in a sense, normalize them because we see them in all of us? Rather than looking at autism as a disability, or as some people say, a disease, which is actually inaccurate, that's in a child or in a person, that autism really is, in everyday life, a shared human experience. When we're with a person with autism, it obligates us to act differently. And when we act differently, it supports them. I've known many parents who've said that by having a child with autism, they become a more open-minded, more tolerant person, that they seek out ways to help other people because they've benefited so much from receiving help from others. So if we understand autism as a shared human experience, not just an issue in a person that needs to be fixed, that opens up all kinds of possibilities for us to be a more compassionate society, for us to be more helpful towards each other, and for us to understand that continuum of humanity in all of us.